so we're on. What do I mean by this? I mean, we didn't sleep very well last night, but we've got up ready for sunrise to go and take some pictures and see if we can get that dawn glow over the mountain tops. I'm really tired.
Too early.
It's too early.
And I think there's
I'm
cloud.
really tired. Oh no.
Cloud out to the east. So we'll have to see.
You got to be in it to win it, haven't you? So we're in it. Let's see what we can do.
Good morning, folks. And not the start we were hoping for. It was clear skies all night, so I kept popping out to see whether the Milky Way would track over them mountains. It didn't. It went this way, unfortunately, and it was too much of a hoik to get my equipment out and get it all the way up to the top of the mountain there. So we missed out on that, and it wasn't particularly bright, so it would have been real hard work. This morning shot that we was hoping for isn't going to be there because clear up there, a little bit of cloud over the mountain, but over these mountains in the rear here, I don't know if you can make it out, it's quite faint, but there's a cloud line, and that's where the sun's rising, so the sun's got to clear all that cloud as well as the mountains before we'd get that shot. So yeah, bit of a shame that after our early start. We're still going to go up there. We may catch a bit of colour somewhere, or we might have to go back this afternoon if the sun burns through the cloud. It's an absolutely wonderful location here. The plateau's massive. You'd get God knows how many vans on here. It's a campsite basically, but not one bit of rubbish anywhere. It's well looked after, and we absolutely adore it. So great. Like I say, just take your time on your drive up and you'll be absolutely fine. But there you go. It is a bitterly cold morning. We're gonna now don our camera bags and get marching up that hill. There's the little single tree. It's in a bit of a silhouette at the moment, and the mountain in the background. All the light, because the sun's behind a bank of cloud, is trapped in there. So I'm hoping by the time it comes up, it's burnt some of that cloud away. It's nice and orange and glowy over there, and not much here. A little bit, we'll see.
So we've reached our spots and kind of composed our images. It'll be a mediocre photo to show you, but like we say, you've got to be in it to win it. So Tony's got a composition with a small tree in it. I don't know if you can see it just over here. And he's got separation between the tree and the mountain, so that's his composition. I'm just going straight at the mountain, down the valley. I like his composition, but you can't keep getting the same as each other. Then it just comes down to editing styles, really. So it's nice to get a few different compositions. We're hoping that the light will hit these, as I think Tony's probably mentioning.
Not the most exciting photo with no light, but let's see what happens.
We've got this band of cloud over the top of us here. Quite nice behind, wispy clouds behind this mountain, but this band over the top of us, and there's this band where the light's coming from as well, so it's making it quite hazy, and it's not giving us the colours in the sky. It's just, you know, yes, you've got the colour over here, you've got the nice orange, but you've got nothing over here where I'm trying to take a picture, or over here. But in the meantime, I'm glad I just got up here, to be honest. So let's keep our fingers crossed that this band of cloud moves, there's some light that shines and hits those mountains, and then we'll have this gorgeous looking photo to show you. Yeah, it's very peaceful, it's very pretty. I'm not sure if it's too much for a photo. Sometimes you need to have a little less, if that makes sense. Less is more. But yeah, it's very pretty. I'm glad we're up here. There's some smaller compositions, sort of pretty rather than epic, but I'll give them a go as well, I think. So those crazy fools are actually come up here to go for a walk. They've parked up here just after we got here. Tony's down there waving. You can just see Tony, the van, and these crazy people that got their hiking gear on, and they're going up there somewhere. It's amazing how much the video footage compresses the image and makes this here look quite small. It's not, it's huge, huge. It looks a bit squit in this image, but it's not. Absolutely massive.
So I've just changed the composition very, very slightly, because I could see another ridge in the background there next to the tree. So what I've done is I've put the tree on the third, and then I've put the mountain in the middle. So remember the rule of thirds. If you've got something in the foreground, trying to place it on the third, or even a subject, place it on the third. Well, in this case, if I put the mountain on the third, it'd all slope down to one side, and then the photo would be out of balance. So to try and balance the photo up with the ridge that's on the left of the mountain, as you look at it, I've got the tree to the right on the third. So you've got the peak in the middle, the tree on one third, and then the slope of the mountain on the other third. But we still haven't got the light. And as Claire said, we got up at sunrise, and we could have quite easily stayed in bed for a couple of hours, because the sun's got to get up over the top of the mountains and hopefully burn through some of this cloud. But then we're going to be faced with not morning golden hour, we'll be left with blue harsh skies. So we're hoping some of this cloud remains, but the sun gets through the bank of cloud that's behind us. I'm not too sure. It may well do. And then we'll have a little mountain scene. And ideally, well, there's two compositions I'm looking at here, two photos. One is this field remaining in shadow, which will put that tree almost into silhouette, lighting up the mountain behind. But also it'd be nice if we get a splash of colour and light down here on the foreground subject.
Okay, so just in case you are interested in the settings or whatnot for the camera, I'll just run through what I've done here. So I'm currently in portrait mode, and I've gone to f11, f10, f11. They're usually the best for a landscape, getting as much in as you can in focus in the foreground and the background. And then I've just exposed for a grey area. So I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So there's the image. It does look a little bit dark on here, but I've exposed just for this area here. And that's where I've focused as well. And that will help keep my highlights down, so all the white won't be sort of bleached out, and I've still got some shadows in there, they're not completely black. So ISO 100 and f11, and that gives me 1/40th of a second for the shutter speed. And because it's nice and low, the shutter speed, it's on a tripod to keep it steady. You don't want to have it handheld, you'll get a bit of a blur, you get a shake. So it's on a tripod just to keep it nice and steady. Excuse me, I'm just crying over this lack of sunlight here. And yeah, hopefully, yeah, it'll do. It's no award winner, but it's an image, isn't it? And yeah, It's a memory. This will be a memory photograph, one for the holiday album, rather than any bestsellers.
So it doesn't look like it's going to happen this morning, which is a real shame because it's a real struggle to get out of bed and then walk up this hill. Mainly to do with the amount of equipment we have to lug up the hill. But there you go. The cloud bank seems to be getting thicker over there as the sun's rising. It's not over yet. We'll still wait a little bit, but I doubt if we'll get the picture that we envisioned yesterday. This is what makes photography so difficult, and also why selling prints is really hard, and you don't sell many prints, which is a real shame, because this is where our passion lies. We love being out and about, and if we can document our adventures through our photography, as well as, you know, printing stuff off and selling our prints, then our mission on earth is accomplished. It's the walk up to the locations, it's finding remote places, and it's trying to harness the light in an image.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. I think I'm allergic to early mornings. For anybody that's interested, the bag that I use, it's an older one now. I think it's the Tamarack 30. It's the professional range. But I found this quite comfortable. I've got quite a squat body and very, very slight shoulders. And it was fairly easy for me to wear and comfortable. And it was the right size that I can hoik it onto my hips and then pull the shoulder straps down. There are newer versions about, but it's been quite robust. Yeah, it's been a good bag. It's been a good bag. I've had it for several years now. So, and it's got wear and tear, shall we say, but it's still going strong. It still does the job. But yeah, so Tamarack 30 professional range, and I'm sure Tony will tell you all about his.
So anyone interested in our equipment, there's a list in the description of all the videos, apart from accessories and bits and pieces like that. So if anyone's interested in what camera bags we use, I use the Shimoda XL50 Action Explore camera bag. It's an absolutely fantastic rucksack, and what I like about it the most is that the straps and the bit that goes up against your back is the bit that opens. So when you lay the bag down onto the dirt, that doesn't get transferred to your clothing. So yeah, it's a great bag, loads of pockets and compartments, and it's got a roll top on it, and that roll top means that you can extend it even larger than what it is now. So this scene, I really like it, and I don't know what it is, there's something in it. I think it's because this mountain ridge behind me here, as that disappears off, draws a line through the photo. Well guys, 4 hours in, we've had a little bit of light on the top of the mountain, but nothing spectacular, and the sun's really trying to burst through, but it's just hazy at the moment, and we're not getting no light on the foreground subject. So what a morning, eh? A difficult morning.
never a waste.
No.
We've come up here, it's lovely, it's relaxing. Photography wise, probably not the best, but it's lovely to get out and about.
Got to be joking. The sun's starting to work its magic now, but they're controlling all the fields here. All the bracken are burning it, and sod's law, look where they've chose to do it today. Unbelievable. Luck is definitely not on my side today, and that's the big thing with photography. You're either fighting Mother Nature or mankind. Never the two will leave you in peace, and never the two will make things easy. Let's go and find Claire.
The light is so flat. Perfect, I must add, it is perfect for portraits because you don't get the dark shadows around the eyes. It's a much softer light. So if you want to take photos of people, a nice, it's basically a big light box that we've got at the moment because it's hazy. But landscapes, it's not right for at all. So the light is not on our side. So it's time for a cup of tea, tidy the van up and head off to somewhere new, see what else we can find.